Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Adventures of Jacoby. I am the Winter Warlock here with Storm Gaming Alliance for another episode in Skyrim. Welcome back. On the last episode, we returned home from High Hrothgar after spending some time speaking with Parthenax and meditating at the top of the throat of the world, trying to discern the meaning of these dreams, nightmares that we've been having. And it is Parthenax's best guess that perhaps this has something to do with the Dragon Priest masks. So it looks like we have a little bit of a lead on what is going on here. But yeah, what are we going to get into today? You'll just have to stay tuned. And welcome back. So, we've had some time pass. A few episodes ago, I had fast-forwarded time about 2 weeks. Over the last episode, I fast-forwarded some time again, and then did a little bit of time skip here for this episode as well, as we wait for our home to finish being decorated, and we take some time to reflect and try to figure out what our next steps are. You know, we had started this chapter here thinking that we were going to be headed into retirement, but with some recurring nightmares and such. You know, we've been really plagued and conflicted as to what our story is. Where do we go from here? You know, do we just hang up the sword and shield and just try to live out the rest of our days? Do we investigate these dreams? Do we deal with any of the issues in Skyrim? So basically, as the off-screen, I guess, I've spent a decent amount of time just skipping through, doing some time skips, just fast forwarding time to sort of show, you know, the time passes in Skyrim a little funky. So I sort of wanted to get closer to a more realistic sort of time frame as to what we've been doing here. But I actually think, now that we have sort of established a few things, that I think this is actually going to be the final episode in Chapter 3. And the next episode here that comes out will be, of course, starting off Chapter 4. And I believe what we're going to be doing here in Chapter 4 is we're going to hunt down the Dragon Priest masks. I'm just going to pop back inside here. On the last episode, I had spoken that Parthenax thought that there was some kind of tie between maybe the Dragon Priests, as this masked figure is in my dreams, and meditating upon it and speaking to Parthenax. His best guess, I guess, was that, it may be, he's not sure, but it may be tied to the Dragon Priests. But as you can see now, I guess we'll go back up here into the front. The house is looking pretty good. We've got some weaponry hanging here on the wall, some, you know, our Lunar Steel sword, the Red Eagle's Bane, the other sword you get from Red Eagle, and Axe of Whiterun. Most of our living quarters here, the kitchen or dining room, is pretty well taken care of now. We've got this greenhouse with a few different things growing in it, and that is pretty well furnished at this point as well. We come across the way, and our library is pretty well done and furnished. come into the back room, and this little storage area has filled up quite nicely. And then our actual storage area here has also filled up quite nicely. So one thing I want to look at here, I believe, is in our safe. Yes. So Nakreen and Otar are the two masks that we have so far. And like I said, going forward into the next episode, we are going to be hunting down the other 6. I believe there are 8 masks in total. Well, 9 if you count a special one. But yeah, these, I have personally, the Winter Warlock here, I have never actually collected all of the masks in Skyrim. I have set out to do it a few times, but I have never actually been successful. Usually because I give up on a playthrough. I think I've mentioned it before. This is one of my longest running playthroughs to date, because usually at this point, not being a real heavy gamer, even though Skyrim is my favorite game of all time, I sometimes just get a little bored of it. You know, if you're playing the same character over and over again, yeah, I usually get a little bored. But doing this as a YouTube series, definitely, good old Dragonbane. Using this as a YouTube series definitely has kept the interest level up for me. So I think it's fitting, you know, given the nightmares that we have been having, that, yeah, that we should probably try to go hunt down the rest of these dragon masks.
Long life to you, Thane.
Yes, thank you, Lydia. What book do we have up here? Fey Falcon 1. Okay, interesting. But yeah, so that's chapter 3 here was getting the house set up, and it appears to be pretty well done from what I can tell. There might be a few things left that Lydia hasn't gotten taken care of yet. Yeah, a few things here and there, looks like. But for the most part, she's getting everything underway. And, but yeah, I sort of think that that's where we're going to be, that's what we're going to be focusing on here in chapter 4. Now, a little sidebar, I sort of do this at the beginning and end of every chapter. Of course, as I said, this chapter here was dedicated to the Hearthfire. Yes, I keep getting them confused. The Hearthfire DLC, in building our house here. But we've had some other things go on the channel since this chapter started. I believe it was near the beginning of this chapter, Dubba Slick came out with his Witcher 1 playthrough. And as of the release of this video, I believe we still have about half a dozen or so episodes out. He's sort of been switching back and forth with the Cards and Coffee and Witcher Wednesdays. Also started up playing some Mythgard, a new card game on the Cards and Coffee. He's going to get back to Hearthstone here in a little bit, but we're playing through some Mythgard to you know, just check out something new, check out something different. And we also started a new series on the channel, Mechanical Rain, our new D&D 5th edition game. It is run by my cousin and good friend Mitch. He is the GM for that game, and it's sort of like a 90s anime mecha giant robot inspired D&D campaign with some sort of post-apocalyptic little tidbits and a few different things. As this episode will be released, I think we'll be on like the third or fourth episode of Mechanical Rain. So that series is just getting started. So definitely check that out if you are a D&D fan. Definitely check out Mechanical Rain. We will have some more tabletop RPG stuff, not just Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition, but there's a few other game systems that we have checked out, and at least have thought about checking out on the channel. So definitely stay tuned for those things. But yeah, if you're a D&D fan, definitely check out Mechanical Rain. Mechanical Rain is also available wherever you get your podcasts. I believe we're at Spotify and Apple Music at the very least, as a listenable. And then the listenable is also, of course, up here on the YouTube channel. So if you are a podcast connoisseur, definitely check out Mechanical Rain. It's a fun game, and it's nice to get a little bit of change of scenery on the channel. So that will be continuing. Cards and Coffee is going to be continuing. The original Witcher Let's Play is going to be continuing. And of course, the Adventures of Jacoby here will be continuing. I know I have spoken a few times during this chapter about this possibly being the end of the Adventures of Jacoby and moving on to Oblivion and doing a fresh... I've never played through Oblivion, so do a fresh, brand new playthrough, sort of a blind, not completely blind, but close enough to consider it a blind playthrough of the game. But yeah, this past chapter has seen quite a bit of success as far as YouTube is concerned, and I sort of wanted to, see up top here in our library, we got some stuff going on. But as we were gaining some more popularity here, as far as the Adventures of Jacoby is concerned, I figured that maybe we'll just we'll just continue for now, and get into a fourth chapter, and likely at least a fifth chapter, after we go through hunting down these masks, have a bit of an idea of what we might do after that. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of take this last episode in chapter 3, probably going to be a shorter episode, just to, we walked around, show off the house and how it has progressed, check in about the channel, check in about this series, and sort of talk about what we have going on moving forward. And I think that's pretty much all I have covered. I am going to be traveling back up to the throat of the world, and seeing what we can find out about some locations of these Dragon Priest masks. Obviously, jumping out of character, there is no in-game resource to find where all the masks are. But I think it, would make sense that Parthenax being around during the, the main reign of the dragons, that he would know, at least likely, where some of those dragon priests were laid to rest. So I think that that's kind of a decent way to not fully just outright metagame, because obviously I just have to sort of look up the locations. We can't receive those locations in game. But as I said, I think it does stand to reason that Parthenax would know the direction to point us in. So likely at the start of the next episode, we will probably either travel to High Hrothgar, or I will start the episode at High Hrothgar, and I will just travel up there by myself, without recording. But yeah, that's pretty much where we're at with stuff at this point in time. This has been a fun little chapter to sort of take a break from things a little bit. We have a nice house here. We've got our animals, we've got gardens, we've got our house Carl over there. We've got everything pretty well taken care of for us here. So yeah, I think that's probably where we'll call it. If you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. We want to keep this channel growing. The more the channel grows, the more content we can put out, because we've got real life stuff going on, of course. The better the channel does, the more content we can put out. And that would really be a treat. So please hit that like and subscribe button, and thank you in advance for doing so. And if there's something you guys want to talk about, definitely drop a comment below. Dubba Slick and I are always good about answering comments and responding to comments. So definitely, if there's something you want to talk about, something you want to see Jacoby do, or you just want to talk Skyrim stuff, I'd be more than happy to make your acquaintance and have a conversation. So you're more than welcome to get in on some of that action. But I think that's all I have for you, and I will see you all on the next episode.